People who use others sometimes do so in order to gain wealth. Unfortunately, such freeloaders exist and lead their lives at the expense of someone else. The main character of this incredible story was just one of those people. His name was Alex. This guy considered himself special and not like everyone else. His parents were intellectuals and worked hard to make their living, but neither had good upbringing and didn't teach Alex about hardworking. No one knows why this happened. Probably his parents were waiting for their little son for too long and therefore perceived his birth as a great miracle. They loved the boy from his early age, did what he wanted, tried to provide their son with the best things and the best toys, sometimes denying themselves. Alex grew up, and thanks to his parents, he was able to graduate from a good university, but in the sphere of his profession, he did not work a day. And not only in his specialty, to be honest, he never worked anywhere. The good-looking, intelligent, and charming young man was popular among girls. How beautifully he spoke. The art of seduction was given to him better than anyone else. At school, he met the shy Lilia. The girl was quiet and inconspicuous, but everyone considered her main virtues to be erudition and determination. Lilia, from the first year, became the best student in their class and remained so until graduation. After receiving her diploma, she was invited to work at once by several large reputable companies. Lilia worked hard and soon achieved a promotion. Her salary became very high, and the girl bought herself a brand new apartment in the city center. Then Lilia and Alex got married. He, by the way, never found a job. For days, he wandered around the house, complaining about his fate and tormented by philosophical reflections on the meaning of life. The tired girl came home from work and hurried to the kitchen to cook dinner. Alex sat down at the table and shared his new thoughts about life. He was outraged by the revolutionary events in some countries, political battles, the disorder that was happening in the world. Of course, a well-read young man knew better than any others how to act for one or another state leader. He called all the participants in topical events idiots and fools. Well, such behavior would tire any girl. This happened with Lilia. How many times has she invited him not to talk about large-scale world problems, but to try to do something useful for this world himself? These words made Alex angry and exasperated, and he reproached the girl for pettiness. He was not going to take responsibility for his own life under any pretext. He was one of those people who would denigrate and criticize everyone else, who would blame politicians for everything that happened around him. After all, expressing criticism towards someone else, you look so well-read and seem to understand life. But Alex refused to accept any responsibility himself. "You are very talented and gifted," Lilia told him. "Find a job for yourself or business to your liking so that you can be useful to others. If you become a professional, you will have a reason for pride and self-respect. What changes from your awareness of the political situation? Isn't it time to change focus to your own life?" "Oh, how disappointing," Alex exclaimed. "You are like everyone else, petty and stupid. Can't you understand the meaning of my deep reflections?" He grabbed his jacket and headed for the door. "Where are you going?" Lilia worried. The peaceful girl was always upset by their quarrels. "I'm going for a walk," he was angry. "I just can't breathe in here." He slammed the door so hard that papers dropped out of the mailbox attached to the back of it. He picked them up and threw them on the table. "Look, this is yours," he said, and rushed out of the apartment. Lilia sighed sadly and began to sort the mail. She sat over the accounts but could not focus on anything, and her eyes filled with tears. She finally began to see clearly and understand what a person she connected her life with. The kind girl trusted Alex from the first day they met. She loved him and saw only the best qualities in the man of her dreams. She was warmed by the hope that very soon everything in their life would go differently. But every following day was just like the previous one, and this lasted until something terrible happened to Lilia. She had an accident and was seriously injured. An ambulance rushed at high speed to the hospital so that she had time to undergo surgery in order to save her life. The doctors fought for Lilia's life for a long time, and finally one of the doctors came out into the hall to tell Alex that his beloved was alive. But the girl was in a coma, and in such cases, doctors could not make predictions. It could end either way. Lilia could never come out of the coma again, or she could recover and return to normal life. Nobody could give a guarantee. So it went on week after week. Once, the bedridden girl heard a distant voice. It was as if from a pipe. She recognized her lover. Lilia tried to look at him, but she could not open her eyes. Her body was like lead. Her arms and legs refused to obey. Slowly regaining consciousness, she began to understand the meaning of what Alex was talking about. She realized that the guy was talking to a woman. "How glad I am that on Saturday we will go on our little journey," he cooed with someone on the phone. "Of course, this is our anniversary. It should be celebrated properly. I will pay for everything." Alex finished the conversation. "Bye, kiss you, honey." Lilia was hardly able to take this terrible blow. Her beloved was cheating on her. She was lying on the bed, not moving and not opening her eyes. All of the events of the last days that she remembered raced through her mind. Her constant fights with Alex, and then the accident, and now his betrayal. Gradually, Lilia was surprised to feel that her soul, for the first time in a long time, did not hurt. She did not want to cry, grieve, or suffer because of Alex. Devastation and disappointment crept into the girl's soul. Suddenly, the attending physician entered her ward. Seeing that the patient opened her eyes and could speak, he was incredibly happy and wanted to invite her husband back to her immediately. "I saw him leave the hospital. He's not gone too far. I will call him and give him the good news." The doctor picked up the phone. "Wait, don't," Lilia asked. She told him about everything that she had heard today and persuaded the doctors so that Alex would not be informed about her coming out of the coma just yet. The doctor didn't mind. He promised Lilia that he would not say anything to Alex. On Saturday, Alex was inspired and getting ready for a date at that moment. Now he and his lover would have great fun in an expensive luxury hotel outside of the city. He loved surprises and he really wanted to impress his new girlfriend. He arrived at the hotel before Maria to prepare a surprise for her. Alex made sure with his own eyes that the champagne had already been placed in the ice bucket. The coffee table was almost ready and the kind waiter was waiting for the signal to deliver an exquisite dinner to a luxurious suite for two. There were gorgeous bouquets of roses all around. Those were Maria's favorite flowers. Alex began to pluck the petals from several roses. He already imagined how he would scatter them on the huge bed. Suddenly, the phone rang. Alex saw that the call was coming from Maria's number and said into the receiver, "Hello, my goddess, I can't wait for you. I am really missing you." "How cute," a woman's voice answered on the phone. "I'm sorry, but probably it's not mutual and I cannot answer the same in return." Alex did not understand what was happening. It was not Maria's voice. "Lilia? You? But how? You were in the hospital." He babbled something incoherent and could not control himself. "I am in the hospital," Lilia answered calmly. "You may not be happy about it, but I woke up. By the way, I want to tell you I am not alone." "Traitor, scoundrel, two-faced bastard!" Maria shouted angrily into the phone. She could not resist and told Alex everything that she thought of him. The unfaithful man could not utter a word. "How pathetic you are," Lilia said contemptuously and added, "I blocked all my credit cards, so you will have to pay for your luxurious suite yourself." This is what happens with freeloaders and hangers-on who are used to living at someone else's expense. That is all for today. See you next time, and do not forget to like the story.